Hey, it's Rhonda from Crafters Workshop here to show you how to get texture out of your stencils, and we're going to use some of the new ones released this summer. So on these two tags, I've covered them with book paper just so they have a little bit of that nice background on it. And I'm going to be using both light modeling paste and gesso to create some textures through stencils. Now I'm just going to take a simple palette knife here. And I like to actually use the cheap plastic ones, but these are really nice too because they are very stiff. And with the stencils, all you have to do is load the back of the palette knife up, and this is with gesso, and you're just going to push it through the stencil. It's almost like you're doing plaster or home, the walls. You're just smushing it through the stencil to create this awesome texture. Now with the gesso, because it is so viscous, it will bleed a little bit, but I like that little bit of bleed underneath the stencil to give it just a light pattern. Now make sure you take your stencils and put it in water right away because you don't want to clog up the parts. Now with the molding paste, it's a little stiffer, it's a little firmer, and so you can see it's not coming off the thing. It's not going to bleed, and you're going to get this nice texture through the stencil that's going to be nice and rigid. You can also take acrylic, let's take one of these guys, take acrylic paint and mix it into the light molding paste before you apply it, or you can just color it afterwards with whatever medium you like. You can see I'm just smushing it through just like with the gesso. And when I lift this one up, you can see how clean that image is versus the gesso one. But both create this fabulous texture. I'm going to show you some samples using both techniques. So this is my art journal book, and you can see it's gesso in the background, and you can see this is the kaleidoscope stencils peeking through, and the colors are all in there, and I just love that. Same with this pie chart stencil. This is with gesso in the background, and it's got that little bit of bleed that I just love. Now on these layouts here, and this is the same technique with the light molding paste, except it's on transparency, which is a really cool effect. And the same with on this one, but it's colored in with some watercolor crayons to give it that nice variation of color. And even on this background, I used it with a little white paint to really make it pop on against the color on there. So it's a great way to add texture and color to your layouts and really make your stencils go farther. Thanks for joining me today.